So yesterday, starving for attention and trying desperately to get back in the news and on the scene, former Attorney General Ken Cuccinelli, losing his bid for governor, Terry McAuliffe, in 2013, then losing his monster bid to make Ted Cruz the Republican nominee in 2016, insulting and threatening the Virginia delegates at the Harrisonburg Heist Convention in Harrisonburg in May of 2016, then making a spectacle of himself at the Cleveland Convention, where I battled him for 8 days over trying to change rules for that convention and other conventions in order to stop Trump. It goes on and on and on. So after that spectacle in Cleveland, he backed off a little bit. Now he's back. The blowhard Cuccinelli's back. With just a few days remaining in the 2017 General Assembly session, 3 to be exact, or 4 actually, Cuccinelli yesterday joining Chap Peterson and a couple other lawmakers asking Terry McAuliffe to get rid of the 2015 Frank Wagner rate deal Dominion legislation that halted utility rate reviews by the State Corporation Commission. Now, what does Cuccinelli have to do with this? Well, number one, he was not involved in this negotiation in 2015. He was not part of Virginia government. Number two, he's not even a Dominion Power customer. The guy lives in Northern Virginia, and so he's a part of the Northern Virginia co-op. So why is he even involved in this? Well, because they hired him as a lawyer, right? Chasing ambulances. So Cuccinelli said that McAuliffe was part of making this mistake in 2015, and it's extremely appropriate that he be part of fixing it, Cuccinelli said. Now, the 2015 law, which was a deal made by the state legislature and Dominion, was called Senate Bill 1349. I hate mentioning these numbers because they don't mean anything. But this was negotiated by Frank Wagner and company, Wagner at the head of this. McAuliffe signed it into law, and it basically said it's going to help Dominion and Appalachian Power weather the cost of President Obama's Clean Power Plan, which was intended to reduce the pollution from power plants. And nobody knew what it was going to cost, but it was going to cost them a lot of money. So Wagner made a deal. And he said, here's what we're going to do. We don't want rates to go up because people need to plan on their rates. People on fixed incomes, people on middle and lower incomes, they don't need to see spikes in their electric bill rates that puts them in hardship. It might be the difference between a meal or not making an auto payment or insurance payment. So we're going to make this deal, and this deal is you're not going to raise rates over a 7-year period. And then for that, we're not going to do the audit reviews. Now, the audit reviews mean that sometimes people get overcharged, and we're not going to do that. We're going to level out the rates, but any cost of this Clean Power Act that comes down the pike, you have to figure it out. You, Dominion Power, Appalachian Power, you have to figure it out, and you have to fund the compliance. And that will not affect rates. And if it's cost a lot of money and your profits go way down, too bad. If you can figure out how to do it for a little bit of money and still be within government compliance, and you can stabilize rates and not lose a lot of money, just a little bit, good for you. That's the American way, but we're going to make this deal. Either way, you can't raise rates. So had the Clean Power Act cost double what Dominion thought, they'd be taking a big financial hit, but they can't raise the rates. They couldn't go back, like Cuccinelli is doing now, and say, well, you made the deal, but Dominion Power said, yeah, well, you made this deal, but the costs are higher than we thought it would be, so we want to renege on the deal and now increase your rates. And you'd be like, no, I'm sorry, dude. We had a head shake. We got a signed deal. You take the good with the bad. Well, right now, it's the other way because there is going to be no Clean Power Act. So Cuccinelli and company are saying is, hey, Dominion's making too much money off this because they didn't incur the cost, but we're not getting the rate reviews for rates to go down or the refunds to get counted. And in reality, Chap Peterson says it was a refund freeze. So, but the governor said, he was on my show. He said, hey, send me something, I'll sign. It's past the deadline. So now they do this press conference to get the governor to send something down. And this is just, I got to say it, this is Cuccinelli grandstanding at its absolute worst. The guy isn't even a customer. He had nothing to do with this whatsoever. I mean, Peterson is legit here, okay? Chap Peterson is legit. Chap Peterson rallied in opposition of this at the time the deal was being made, and he voted no. And he was very, very loud, let's put it that way. He was not shy about opposing this deal. So Peterson has a platform of truth with which to go forward on, because he told the truth in his mind. Cuccinelli wasn't even involved, nor is he a customer, nor did he weigh in at the time. All of a sudden, he parachutes his way in to grab a headline. Now, Terry McAuliffe, according to Brian Coy, his spokesperson, said the governor had a meeting with Chap Peterson where he told him he would consider sending a bill down if the senator came back to him with a plan to change the outcome from the previous bill. So the governor said the ball is in Peterson's court. Yesterday, Peterson said, no, the ball is in the governor's court. He's got to send one down. There's going to be nothing sent down, and they can't do an amendment. And Peterson had an opportunity to get this done. He couldn't get the votes on it. And the bottom line is Cuccinelli has no input here. I mean, why is he even involved in this? He called the Clean Power Plan a compliance cost and excuse for the 2015 law, arguing that it really meant to lock in excessive profits to the tune of about $300 a year for Dominion. The State Corporation Commission found Appalachian Power over-earned by about $36 million. But the bottom line is, when you make a deal based on an uncertain future, the reason you make the deal is because of the uncertainty. And there's going to be a winner or a loser. But you make the deal. The deal was made by Wagner because he didn't want uncertainty for consumers in electric rates. That's plain and simple. And the deal was made by Dominion because they had to recover some of the money they were going to have to spend on the compliance, and they did that through freezing the refunds. Now the deal is made, somebody's got an advantage, and Cuccinelli flies in like a seagull to crap on everything, and he wasn't even a part of it. Here's what I know. I'm from New Jersey. Here's what my father told me. You make a deal, you shake somebody's hand, you make the deal. Get over it. A deal is a deal. This is the John Fredericks Radio Network. I'll be right back.